Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story, and today is a real treat. We're with John Weinberger. John, nice to see you.
Well, it's really nice to have you over and spend the morning with you talking about cars, you know.
Nothing wrong with talking about cars, and John Weinberger is, I'm going to brag on your dealership. Continental Motors, when I was getting my license for the first time, was in Hinsdale and Ogden Avenue, right off of 294, and on the south side of the street was his Ferrari dealer. So as a kid, this was just unbelievable. So I don't know still to this day what's on the north side of that street because I've never looked over there. But I just want to thank you for having such a great dealership for so long. And the fact that we're getting the treat to be in John's gallery, some people would call it a garage, but his gallery is wonderful. But today we're actually going to be looking at one of the cars he considers kind of a driver, so I'm going to grab the camera as I usually do. So John, first of all, this car we're going to be looking at, how long have you had this car?
Well, I got it about 3 years ago and just kind of bumped into it, really. I didn't go out to buy it or anything, and I walked over to talk to one of the guys at Napleton, and I told him about, you know, Porsches and stuff. We're talking. He said, well, I got one that one of my customers wants to sell, and I have it in consignment. We just finished the restoration on it, and he wants to sell it. I said, well, let me look at it. And when I saw it in Tangerine, which was, it brought me back to when I originally owned one of these cars back in '67, with the same color, with the same soft top, with everything was the same. I ended up buying it, and he showed me all the records for the restoration, and I was impressed with, you know, they had the motor out and the gearbox and everything, and they had spent a ton of money on it, and so I bought it for the amount of money that they spent on the restoration. So
unbelievable.
So I didn't do anything to it. It's just like I bought it. I think yes, we did. We changed the seats and put a houndstooth kind of seats in there.
Sure.
But the original interior, that's the only thing that's really original on it, and the rest of it was restored, you know.
What year are we looking at?
Well, this is a 1967 911 Targa, they call it. A Targa means that it has that roof.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at our featured attraction while you're talking about it. Go ahead. Tell me about the Targa.
Yeah, the Targa roof this is the Targa part. Otherwise, it would be a coupe. And But in '67 was the only year they made a soft window. And in '68 on, even to today, they're
I'm going to keep looking at the car while you're talking. Go ahead.
They're glass windows, you know. And the reason for that was some EPA or DOT or government reason why they couldn't have a soft top anymore. And so that makes the car a one-year car. Only made this car 1 year. And it's also that this car, this 911, when they came out here in '67 and '68, why they were short wheelbase Porsches, and in '69 they extended the area here about 3 inches, I remember. So those were more long wheelbase. So really made the older ones unique because they were only made them a few years, 2 years or 3 years, and then they went to the long wheelbase. So if you have a short wheelbase Porsche, that's really more valuable in the archives of history, you know. And then again, the next step is having a soft window Targa. So it's kind of special.
Let's take a look at that. And I just want to show one other piece. Here's the certificate of authenticity on this car right here. So this is the real deal. So with that being said, let's take a look at the overall look of your Porsche. And I want to thank my friends in Germany who've taught me how to say Porsche correctly. I used to say it like a Midwesterner. But this looks fantastic. Now, were the pieces always gold on the...
Yes, they were.
They were gold?
Yes. In this year, they were gold. The previous year, they were silver.
Okay. Let me get a shot of the overall look of this car. First of all, I just want to show that angle from the back and the taillights. Just wonderful, and get the overall shot of the body so that people can take that in. Now, John, I understand too that if they were flatter hubcaps like this, that they were actually the disc brakes. Is that right, or?
No, they're all disc brakes.
Okay.
911 had an option where you could get a Fuchs wheel, or which was an aluminum wheel,
Okay.
or a chrome wheel. And then the flat hubcaps came over really from the earlier days of the 356. That all the Supers had a black enamel center, and the normals, what we call the normal cars, had a silver one. So this car carried over that tradition of having that. This wheel was ordered with these wheels special, and you could have that option, you know, which wheel you wanted. But I like the chrome of it. You know, it's not a race car; it's a driving car.
Yeah, driving car. Let me take a shot of the front of it and get the front angle. Come on with me, please. Thank you. And we'll get the angle, and we'll let people meditate on that. And we'll get a look at the front, like so. And for people who enjoy the 911s, this is just such a treat, as you can see from there. John, let's open up the boot area, only because there's a great tag and you keep the Targa top in there.
Yes, the Targa top is kind of a contraption, if I could say it that way. But it has to be transported in here, which gives you limited trunk space.
Okay.
But this Targa top comes out, and then it unfolds like this, and you can.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying with the contraption. Holy cow.
You put it in the top, and then lock it in here, and
Oh yeah.
it's just kind of heavy. It's not just a little light top.
Yeah, no.
It's heavy duty.
That's a project.
It's a project. And it's almost like two people project.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
We'll put that back. You need a hand with that? You got it?
I think I got it.
All right, if you need my hand, let me know.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. That's in.
Heavy, you know,
It
it's
is
pretty hard
heavy.
for one guy to do it.
And we got that. I want to just show that wonderful badge there as well. Okay, we'll shut that area, but I thought that was interesting to see how that Targa top worked. Let's take a look at the interior. Here's where obviously fuel filler, the wonderful mirror that's aerodynamically connected.
Yeah, because the gas tank is up here, they have the gas filler right there.
Okay.
So it's kind of handy for the driver.
This is interesting how they've got the lock button up front. Usually on an American car it would be back here.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you're right.
There's your Porsche. And you put the houndstooth seats in, which really look nice in the back seat.
And the whole interior on this car is original. So, you know, when you look at an interior that's 50 years old and it's in this condition, the only thing that we did change were the seats. This is an outside temperature gauge. It tells you how cold it is. And that was specially ordered on this car. It doesn't come with that.
Yeah, the gauging is wonderfully put together here. I mean, I'm going to pull back. The radio's been still a Porsche radio, but a couple of years later, and the nice, not many 911 badges, one on the tail and one there in the dash. But and comfortable in here because the engine's all in the back, so you feel like you have some legroom. Let me just show people kind of what that looks like from not only your steering wheel, but kind of a driving.
And I kind of like the steering wheel is a small diameter steering wheel, which makes it easier to get in and out. And it just turns so easy. But I enjoy that smaller steering wheel.
Yeah. And John, I'm going to brag on you again. You're quite the race driver.
Well,
No, you're being humble right now. I could show people stacks and stacks of trophies around the room, but that it's important that you say that with the steering wheel because you've had quite a few. Let's take a look at the engine compartment. things I really like about this in particular is the fact that we can look at the engine in the Porsche.
Yeah, you can actually see the wires and the carburetors and.
A little slower on some of these again. I think I went a little fast so that people can pause that if they want to. But let's get right to the engine. And the high def camera does such a wonderful job pulling all of this out, even in the spots that are dark. John, do we have the...
This over here, Lou,
Yeah.
is the oil tank. It's a dry sump.
Oh, okay.
That's where you put the oil in. And so it always has a tank full of oil to pump from.
Well, let's, we're indoors, obviously. Well, can we start her up for just a moment?
Sure.
All right, great.
Fire this up. She fires right up.
Dependable. We'll get a little exhaust note because we're right here by the exhaust. Exhaust note. That's nice. All right, John, let's shut her down.
Did we smoke it out?
Yeah, we smoked it. That smells great. Let me have you shut the engine compartment. I'm going to have you stand right next to your car. John, always a treat to be in the gallery, and thanks so much for being on my car story.
Well, pleasure to have you, and we can do it another time as well.
Thanks
Sure.
so much.
All right, great. Thank you, Lou.